Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Boomer Grounds podcast. We're back. We have Obo back with us here to my left, I guess, only to the left for me. But we have a few new topics to talk about Reddit doing actual verification of human users, a few other things. But let's first get caught up. Let's start with Obo. What have you been up to? We have not seen you in a while, so what's exciting in the world of Obo Hobo?
uh, I wouldn't say exciting, just stressful.
Uh,
Um, we just moved my mother in law. That's what I was doing last week. We moved my mother in law into our basement. Our basement is finished, except for
nice.
the granite on her countertops, which means she has no running water except for her shower. That's coming Friday. It got delayed. It was supposed to be put in today. That didn't happen. Um, and one of her appliances I had to get replaced by Lowe's, and that got replaced today. It was a huge ordeal. It was just a lot of stuff. And then my mom and dad are closing on their new house next week. Their final walkthrough is Friday, um, which I will be going to, the house that they built. And yeah, it's just a lot. It's just been a lot for me to handle and deal with emotionally and all the things and stress wise. So that's not an uplifting answer, but it's the truth. That's why I haven't been here, guys. Sorry. Um, but yeah, but we are leaving on Saturday to go on a cruise. So that's really
Ooh,
exciting, which is why I won't
seems
be here
fun.
next week. Going to the Caribbean. So with our kiddos on a really big ship
Nice.
that has a bunch of water slides and ocean view balcony rooms. So it'll be great.
Or have tanned Obo coming up next week or in two
No,
weeks.
Opa
It'll
doesn't
be dark.
tan. She sunburns.
It should be red. We'll have a red oboe.
I'd be a lobster.
But you said you have an ocean view balcony?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
good, because I believe the ship you're on is one of those ships that has the interior facing balcony that looks
Yes.
over a courtyard, and
Mhm.
those are bad because literally it's two columns. Imagine like two buildings with a
Yeah.
courtyard in between them, but that means there's somebody directly across from you on whatever deck you are that
Mhm.
can look you straight into the eye. And I have seen horror stories where people don't close their shades and then start doing exercises in the nude in their room and think that nobody can see them. And people are like, "Bro, I can see everything. You're you're
That's
you're
funny.
you're less than 100 yards away from me, and we're on eye level. And close the blinds." So
Yeah.
the ocean view, though, you won't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
This isn't
The
actually a
ship
horror
has
story.
that. It has a central park in the middle of it.
Uh,
So,
Yep, that's what they call it.
and I did the research prior to booking it, and it was either going to just be an ocean view balcony room or it was just going to be an interior room that didn't have like the view that you're talking about because I did
No
read about
courtyard
that.
balcony.
yeah.
No courtyard balcony.
This is actually just Howard's confession of the time he was
When
nude
you started doing
doing
those
exercises in his
exercises.
Oh,
room.
if I were in that situation, I would not be able to resist the temptation. I would walk out on my balcony completely starkers and just wait for somebody to scream on the other side of the boat.
You're just like, hi, hello, how are you guys
Walk
doing?
out. Oh, maybe actually go down and itch myself in a sensitive area just for emphasis.
And this
You
was a
know?
Disney cruise, so the kids were horrified.
It's a Disney cruise.
But
Which
our rooms
character?
like join, so we'll be able to. Boys will have their room, we'll have our room, and
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Oh, great! I'm excited you're
But it'll
getting
be
away.
the first time will have been on a Royal Caribbean cruise. So last time was my first cruise ever, and it was on Princess. So, um, but it should be really fun. It leaves on Monday because we got to spend 2 days driving down there. Leaves on Monday, and there's a port on Tuesday and Thursday. Nassau is Tuesday. Thursday is their private island that's like the Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which is like a really big water
Mhm.
park and some beaches and stuff. We decided we weren't going to get off the ship the day of Nassau because we only have the one at sea day. and we want to be able to have the kids enjoy everything on the ship. So there's a lot
And
to
there's
do
a
on the
lot.
ship. There's like
That
rock climbing and zip lines and all
yeah.
the water slides and a surf simulator and an arcade and, just all the free food options, and there's lots of things. So
The boat you're on is highly rated for family trips because
Yeah.
there's a lot to do for kids on there. So yeah, you guys are gonna have a great time.
boys will be, they'll have fun. So anyway, Howard, what's been up with you?
Busy. One of the things I hate, I love the warming weather, but one of the things I hate about the weather getting nicer is that all of a sudden people expect me to go places and do things. So yeah,
Leave the house. Who does that?
I know, leave the house, right? So
How dare
last
somebody
Saturday,
ask you to touch grass?
I went to New Haven for a board gaming event. We used to do a convention twice a year. Talked about last week on the pod, so I won't go too much into it. But it stopped because of COVID. The hotels became too expensive for us to host it anymore. So a couple of guys got together and we hosted a miniature version for the old veterans of it at a local game shop, and it was Saturday. So I didn't stream last Saturday. This Saturday, I had a great time at the board gaming event, but I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this would be time I'd be streaming. This Saturday, we have events booked. My wife is going to puppy yoga, and I'm supposed to hang out with the guys while she's doing puppy yoga. Yes,
That sounds
apparently you do
fun.
yoga, and then they release like 17 puppies into the room while you're all stretched out and relaxed so that you can like play with dogs for a little while. And then the Saturday after that, I'm now found out I'm going to the casino up here in Connecticut because it's Tiffany's birthday. Tiff
Ooh.
Nice.
is celebrating her birthday, and we're doing a very Tiff thing, which is going to play bingo, which is a lot of fun. The people watching, if you like being in a room that's
You love that. Man, I'm so
Dude.
mad that I'm so far away.
you have not lived until you've been to one of these high stakes bingos where somebody calls bingo and can't possibly have it. Like they'll call it like on the fourth number, or there's not enough to make an act, whatever the pattern is, isn't possible yet because you need a 7, which means you need 2 in the I column, but only 1 I has been called. And some jackass in the back yells bingo, and all the old people realize it's impossible to have bingo. And you are seriously one chair from a riot. Like these old people, I've said it to Christy before. I said, one of these days I'm going to crack. I'm going to stand up, and when it happens, I'm going to scream something like anarchy and throw a chair just wildly across the room. And you will see an old person riot. There have been times there where Christy and I are like, should we leave? It's getting a little hairy in here. They are brutal, these old people. They live for this. So like 3 Saturdays in a row, I can't stream. I mean, it's nice that people want to see me and go places with me, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, can I just have a fucking day off so I can stream?
Didn't you stream
damn it.
this weekend? You streamed on Sunday, didn't you?
I streamed on Sunday. I said that was the trade-off. I said to Christy, I said, we'll go do a retcon, but I'm taking Sunday. Sunday's Howard's day. I'm opening some beers, I'm playing some video games, and you will not see me.
I saw the go
So-
live notification on my phone, but I was busy, so.
Well, then you missed Cauldron in My Pants, the epic love tale in my video store. Now you got to go to the VOD and watch it.
So, okay. First of all, the puppy yoga. I want to know how many puppies pee on the floor or on a yoga mat.
I think it's more so-
It's gotta be at least more than one.
I'd be more concerned about the puppy peeing on a person.
Yeah.
So,
Like, can you imagine? Like, you're like this, and your leg is like down, and then they like go up against your leg.
I would be shocked if it doesn't happen. I will have Christy give a full report.
Kitten yoga would be better, personally.
She's done goat yoga.
What's
She's done goat yoga. That
Oh,
is when they
goat.
release
Okay.
baby goats while you're doing the yoga. And if you're
Oh.
like in a pose where you're like on your knees and on your hands and knees and doing a stretch forward or something like that, they'll climb right up on your back and stand there like they're standing on top of a rock. They'll just stand there and be like, yep, I'm a goat. This is what I do. I stand on things. So I don't see the problem.
When I feel like I've been saying this multiple times in my life, whenever I get older, I want to just play bingo. It's like a hobby. I love bingo.
If you ever come to visit, we'll take you. but it's bizarre. The people watching is epic. I won't bore you guys now. I could tell 100 tales of it, but I swear to God, I sat next to a woman who looked just like Joe Paterno, but in a wig. And I tried. My wife does not watch college football, so I was like, it's Joe Paterno, and she's like, I don't know who that is. And I had to pull up a picture on my phone. She goes, oh my God, she does look like that guy. Like, yeah.
We're gonna have bingo story night one week when it's there's nothing in. We'll just have Howard tell all the tales of bingo story night.
There's dozens of them, but it's I don't even I go and I play, but I honestly don't go for the bingo. I go for the old people, like just like the watching is
that would be incredible. Amazing. I would love it.
It's epic. All right, but moving on, Terry, what's with you?
You don't have to go if I visit. That seems like a waste of.
Actually, you know what? I will send you guys. I will send you after we're done here. There's actually a video they sent. Oh God, what is the name of that? That Impractical Jokers. You ever seen the show Impractical Jokers?
No.
Where the guys do like it's like this. It's like a variety show where they do practical jokes, but they have a contest amongst themselves, and whoever loses it has to take a dare. And they filmed an episode at this casino, and when the dude lost, the dare was he had to go play bingo. But when you take a dare, you wear an earpiece and they give you instructions you have to follow. And so he's in this like volatile powder keg and they're like, you have to call bingo after the first number. And he's like, they're going to kill me. And it's hysterical. There's a lady sitting in his row and you can see her at one point she just goes, are you okay? Because he's sitting there by himself, but he's talking to them in the earpiece. So he's sitting there by himself going, please don't make me do this, guys. Please don't make me do this. And the old lady's looking at him like, something's wrong with this guy. So I will send you that link because it's a 5-minute watch and it's absolutely hysterical. But I've spent too much time talking about bingo. Terry, what's going on with you?
Fully re-addicted to Magic. It's like giving someone that hasn't been doing crack for like 20 years and just giving him a little hit. And now just like fully encapsulated and playing it all the time. It's so bad that I'm not actually even playing constructed Magic. It's actually been it was pretty fun until the last few days. I got to what is the equivalent of Legend in Magic Arena for Standard. It's called Mythic for them. And I climbed up to like rank number like 38 or something. And then I went and like, so my days have been like, I dropped like 1,000 to like, 1,100. Then I climbed all the way back up to like number 50. Then dropped all the way down to like 1,800 and then climbed all the way back to like 100 something. I mean, like, wow. I can't win on stream. My record on stream is like awful. I log on and I immediately drop like 700-800 ranks. It's very frustrating. And then off stream, I'm playing on my phone just when like hanging out with the family and stuff, and I like climb it all back. I was like, the swings, like there's a graph that shows your record, right? Like if you use like the tracking app or whatever, and it's just like every day. It's so bad. So it's been
nice.
Yeah, so it's been a little frustrating the last couple of days because I've just been like can't win on stream, and it's fully re-addicted. Tessa
we're gonna play BGs again.
I mean, right now the BG meta is not that fun though. That's the problem.
It's not.
Oh, really? I think it's fun.
Yeah. So Tessa went to grandma's for a few days, so we had like a little bit of quiet time in the house, and ended up like streaming all night a couple times because, well, one, I was about to go to bed yesterday morning. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday morning at like 8 a.m. after streaming all night because I just wasn't tired. And then my dad's like, "Oh yeah, I'll see you at 11 o'clock." I'm like, "Shit, my dad's coming over at 11:30." And I was like, "Oh crap! Okay, well, I might as well just keep streaming." So I ended up streaming till like 11 a.m. when he got here because he wanted my help with like a meeting because he's like, the guy talks way too fast. I need to help me listen to make sure I don't miss anything. And then the meeting wasn't actually scheduled. My dad is very bad at those sort of things.
Oh wow.
This is the second time he's come over. He's like, "Yeah, I have a meeting with this guy." He comes over. He calls the guy for the meeting. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're still looking over stuff. We'll tentatively schedule a meeting for next time." And then they don't schedule the meeting because they're not ready yet. And that's what happened on Monday. So he came over, drove here like 40 minutes for me to listen. and then there was no meeting still because they haven't finished looking through it. They didn't actually email him for the meeting, and he's just like, "Oh, okay." They're like, "Oh yeah, we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible." I'm like, "Dad, don't you confirm these meetings?" He goes, "Oh, I have no idea. They just said 11:30, so I assume 11:30." I'm just like, "Oh my god, Dad, don't waste so much time driving over. Just like make sure the appointment's happening." Yeah, but he's horrible for that sort of stuff.
Is this the people that are helping your dad with his like money or something?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be.
Sounds like
In
he needs
reality,
new people.
hmm?
Sounds like he needs new people.
Oh well, supposedly it's not. It shouldn't happen. It doesn't need to happen. I think he's just wasting a bunch of time. Like me and my dad were like arguing over something about it for like 45 minutes, and I know he's like 100% wrong. And so I'm like, I'm trying to convince, I'm trying to convince him to take this other path. And he's like, no, no, they told me I can't. So I go, okay, how about this, Dad? We'll call the bank, and we'll ask. He goes, oh yeah, they don't do anything. So I'm calling, right? Because he refused to call his investment broker. So I'm calling like just the generic investment line, and he's like, after about like I'm on hold for like 20 minutes waiting for like connect to somebody. He's like, oh okay, I'll try calling my investment broker. And literally answer the question in my favor in like 3 minutes. I'm like, why did we argue? Why did we argue for 45 minutes? He's like, oh no, they told me wrong last time. I'm like, I told you, just call. But yeah, my dad is old and stubborn and doesn't listen, never listens to me and my brother. And he could really use some listening every now and then. But
Does he play bingo?
I mean, he likes to go to casino sometimes, but I don't think he plays bingo.
He'd fit in.
Yeah, so fully addicted to Magic again. The viewership for Magic is actually so much smaller than Hearthstone. I didn't realize how much smaller it was, but it is what it is. The viewership's not bad late at night, but at least for me. But yeah, daytime it's not actually that as high as Hearthstone. Someone like Asmo who gets like 1,500 to like 2,000 people doesn't really exist in the Magic category, and I'm actually kind of surprised.
Really? There's no big name?
There are some big names, but like they don't pull that many numbers. I'm quite surprised.
Interesting.
Like, the biggest I usually see is like less than 1,000. It's like 500-ish.
Wow.
I'm
okay.
surprised because Magic has such a long history. Although the digital version is not as high, but like you would think it'd pull better numbers.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. All right, let's get into topics of the week. First topic. This is a story that actually happened. Well, the original story happened a while ago. There was a female esport player that got busted cheating in a tournament. She essentially like VPN to like her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was actually playing the event for her. So she got kicked out of the tournament. She got kicked out of her esport team, and they were actually sentenced to 6 months in prison this last week.
What? Prison?
Yeah, they're based in a country where that kind of stuff is illegal.
Yeah. So they're actually like essentially committing fraud, right? Because they're like, he was impersonating her playing the game, or right while they're participating in the tournament. Yeah, they got sentenced to 6 months of prison. I mean, like, this is great. I personally think this is fantastic that people like this are getting busted.
I don't know. Prison seems a little like charging a fine seems more.
I mean, they're like taking livelihood out of like other esports competitors, right?
Yeah, so get banned from the community or the whatever. You can never compete again. Get fined.
I mean, it's fraud. Just at a different level.
A little much. Seems a little much.
I think it's because there's prize money involved. That's where the fraud comes in. So you took money for something and made a false claim kind of thing. So I see where Terry's coming from.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I guess people go to jail for like money laundering and all that kind of stuff.
Or just like, right. It's essentially stealing from the other people, or like the people that didn't get to compete because she knocked them out and all that sort of stuff. Right. So it's no different than like committing like a petty-ish crime, like actual just like theft of someone.
Okay. All right, fine.
I mean, I thought it was hilarious that they actually got sentenced to jail. But I actually think it's a very good thing that like
I mean, I guess that is kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, I when I heard about it, I'm like, wow, great, they busted them. But actually hearing this resulting after, I thought it was definitely pretty interesting. Next piece of news is Reddit. Yeah, considering doing some sort of human verification for all its users, it seems like it's getting overrun by bots. Um, it seems pretty common on like any sort of forum and social media now that there are bots everywhere to like comment and increase popularity of posts and viewership because of all the interactions. They didn't actually say how they're going to do the. Oh, I guess they said Face ID or something, Touch ID to help counteract bots. But I mean, this seems very necessary in today's society. I think like there's so much botting, both in Reddit, any sort of social media like Twitter or Threads, and even on Twitch and other streaming platforms. Like botting is just everywhere. So like having some sort of verification seems good. I don't actually use Reddit much. I don't know how much you guys use Reddit, but like it's like a popular place anyways where a lot of people go to just like shit talk and read about news and stuff. And I mean, I think it's great that we're actually having more verification in these sort of things.
I use Reddit on a daily basis. Um, I funnily enough, when I signed up for Reddit was ages ago, and I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, I'll probably go to this once or twice. So I took the default screen name it gave me, which was like True Giraffe 517436B. So and then found out like a year ago you can't change that name once you lock it in. So I'm stuck with True Giraffe 5467B for the rest of my natural life. I use it a lot for like when I'm getting into a game. I love to go into to see what other people are doing, particularly base building games. Like I'm a part of the Satisfactory Reddit. I'm part of the Star Rupture Reddit. Live stream fails I look at pretty much on a daily basis just to see what stupidity some streamer has gotten into now. Yeah, it's usually the same names. Once in a while, I'll see a Sun Glitters clip pop up, and that usually makes me laugh because she's done a lot of crazy shit. My issue with this, I think Terry's right. Bots are out of control, and we need some sort of bot control or bot police to say, what we're doing and keep it on a level. My problem is, what if you don't have a webcam? I mean, some people do check Reddit on like a normal computer if you're using your phone, and further, with privacy concerns these days, and everybody's looking at something else, and Alexa hears everything I say, and Siri records what I say. Do I really want somebody else accessing my camera just to see if it's me sitting in front of my phone or my keyboard? It just feels like, again, what if I want to be in the nude? What if I want to be on that courtyard side balcony on Reddit? Just saying.
I don't think it requires verification every single time you use it.
Okay,
I assume it's like
fair.
a one-time verification, and then it's just like we need to verify you're actually a human. So everyone has a phone nowadays that has a camera on. Everyone can just do the one-time verification.
Yeah, if it's one time, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, if it was verification every time, that'd be like way too intrusive. I don't think
I agree.
one would be down for it. But I think it's just one time is what I would guess.
Do you use Reddit at all, Obo?
Yeah. I feel like anytime I like Google something and it pulls up a Reddit link like that has anything to do with it, that's what I'll look at. I look at it on my phone. I don't really look at it on my computer too much. But like I don't know. I don't have like pages that I follow and read every day like you do, Howard. Like I kind of want to look up the live stream fail now. That might be kind of entertaining. I think it's more so like just to find out people's. I like using it to find out people's opinions on things or experiences on things. Like I used it a little bit for the cruise, just to kind of see what people's thoughts were. And I know you can do
Reddit is good.
You can do YouTube videos for that, and I did. But it's kind of nice to just see. Like Royal Caribbean just opened a Royal Beach Club, which is part of the Nassau stop that we're going to be stopping at. And we actually booked it, and then I ended up canceling it because we just decided we wanted to stay on the ship that day, like I told you before. But, just seeing if it was worth it, because it's like was like $400 something for the four of us to do that, excursion, or, it's just basically
Mm-hmm.
free drinks and food and, lying on the beach all day and blah, blah, blah. But, just kind of seeing what people thought, kind of thing, because it just started a few months ago. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I yes, I use it on a
yeah,
probably
the
semi-daily
cruise
basis.
the cruise Reddit's amazing. I have read, you learn so much about people's experiences. If you like cruising at all, which I'm a huge cruise fan, I read
Mhm.
that Reddit all the time. And frequently people will say, I just got off such and such boat. Ask me anything about the boat. And people just share their experiences. And, you get the gambit. You get some people who are like telling you honestly, you get the trolls too. But at the same time, it's like a very interesting community. There's always hit or miss on the communities there. Like Terry said, there's some really trolly ones out there. But the ones I've been a part of and commented on seem to be pretty good there. So it's a good source.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
like.
know that I've seen a
But
whole lot of troll stuff in the things that I've read. So
so let's get the bots taken care of. Let's prevent it from becoming Twitter, and move forward with our lives, because we all know Twitter is like 87% bots at this point.
I mean, all the social media platforms have like a million bots, right? Like people pay for more likes and comments and stuff because it drives up their numbers. It drives up how much they make for like the
Mm-hmm.
social media posts, and then it's good for the sponsors, right? Like the sponsors look for how much interaction you get on each post, and then
Yeah.
you get paid accordingly. So like bots are rampant and all that stuff. All right. Another post, actually relative to Hearthstone. We have a new social media manager. Peter Biscula announced that he is the new social media manager at Hearthstone. I don't know who this person is. I just saw this post. But yeah, today was like their first day, just like a few hours ago. It looks like they're working at Hearthstone as the team's social media manager, managing all the posts that go out. Probably a good thing that we got someone new. I mean, the social media hasn't been the best on what gets put out for Hearthstone. Like not knowing about events that happen in the community is not that uncommon, except for when it's about like a new expansion. So I wonder if he's going to expand more into things actually going on in the community, or just the typical standard Hearthstone posts.
Well, let's see. I mean, it is absolutely underutilized.
Yeah.
We know that. So, it'd be interesting to see what he can do with it. I'm seeing the LinkedIn post now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know this person either. So hopefully hopefully it's a good move. I mean, it's clear that, they've given they overwhelmed Hat. They've put a lot on Alkali's plate. And so if this, helps alleviate some of that, I'm all for it. I'm trying to get into LinkedIn right now just to see this guy's profile, and now LinkedIn is like, "Are you actually a human? Enter this code." So
he was a social media manager for Ashes of Creation before this. At least that's what his Twitter profile says.
I know of Ashes of Creation, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was an MMO put out. I don't remember how long it got put out ago, but 2016 or something. So it's been around like a decade. But yeah,
Okay.
he worked there. I don't think there's actually interfered with what Alkali and Hat were doing. This is a totally separate position, because they were just mostly working with like the content creators and all that sort of stuff, to my knowledge. He's the community manager, so I don't think it had anything to do with the actual Hearthstone social media posts. They weren't in
Oh,
charge of that
okay.
stuff.
They were on social media so much answering questions, and
Yeah.
all of my interactions with either Alkali or, well, the exception of the one time she wandered into my stream. Other than that, all my interactions with them were through social media. So I knew that they had a huge presence. So I figured that was part of their role.
No, I think there's someone that actually like crafts everything that like goes out on social media and all their like blog posts and everything, which is probably a very big job on its own. So I don't
Yeah, I
think
imagine.
so I don't think it was actually part of their Alkali's and Hat's job position, right? Like they're just in charge of the community, responding to complaints and all that sort of stuff, while he's actually there like crafting their messages and tweets and making sure there's alt text for for the visually impaired and all that stuff, because I know that's a big issue for me.
Complaints? We don't complain about Hearthstone ever.
No, Hearthstone is so much
every
fun.
other time they try to do a patch or update or.
Well, it's because we're only on one side, right? We're not on the standard side. It's always like one patch standard, one patch battlegrounds, and whenever it's a standard patch, the battlegrounds people complain there's nothing done for them. And then when it's a battlegrounds patch, all the standard people complain, how come there's no patch for standard?
It's because they don't acknowledge it. Like, that's the problem. This was the problem last time, where they did all of those, like that huge reveal, and there was literally nothing to say.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, Battlegrounds updates coming on such and such date, or hey, we have some exciting Battlegrounds announcements that will be revealed in the next season, or whatever they want to say. Like, it would literally take 10 seconds.
Yeah, their anniversary thing was very standard oriented, but I mean, standard is where they make their money. That's where they create all the beautiful cutscenes and all that stuff. So I understand it. Why?
I mean, I used to exclusively only play standard, so I know. I used to get really excited about that.
And let's be really fair about that holiday anniversary announcement. Not only was it all about standard, it was the most humdrum, we've done this 750 times before announcement of all time. It was, everybody, we're so excited you're here today. We're announcing a new set. Here's Random Engineer to talk about his 3 favorite cards. Hi, I'm Random Engineer, and this set is really exciting. I'm going to throw it to... And they did this for 20 minutes. You ready for the new keyword, kids? Okay. I've seen all...
Ready,
kids? Hi, Hearthstone! Yeah, but I mean, this is literally... Hi, Bob! Now I'm gonna have to write the song, right? I'm gonna have to sit down and write the SpongeBob SquarePants song about Hearthstone. But anyway, it was the same. It's the same formula they've used for every announcement. There wasn't anything really unique to the anniversary announcement. So, okay, it's a set announcement. I mean, it doesn't even if you don't have Battlegrounds, can you do something a little different just to keep it fresh? Does anybody remember when we had Lobby Legends and they would do those fake draws with what's his name's dog, Griffey?
Yeah.
Why am I drawing blank on his name? Iskar? The guy who was in charge of Lobby Legends first. Yeah. But instead of just saying, "Oh, here we drew the pairings. Here's the 16 pairings for the first round of lobbies," he would do videos with his dog, and they would do these different things all the time. It was very cool and different, and yet we still get standard announcements in the same format every time. And I just can't imagine Korra is this excited every single time there's an expansion.
Yeah, she's like, I finally get a break.
Well, no, she's paid to be excited.
She's like, I finally get a break. We've gone final. I gotta take a month off because we don't have to work on it anymore.
She's like, hi guys, I am so excited to announce a new set. Someone hands her a check off camera. She hands it to a banker on the right and goes, in the next set, it just happens right in front of you, kind of thing. But it's just like, guys, come on, do something different. And particularly because it was the anniversary announcement, do something different. Do something different. They did a couple times. A couple of times they did weird kind of intro announcements. They did that one for the Perils in Paradise set where they put a bunch of standard players like on a mock plane. And there was a person doing Sylvanas cosplay. There was a guy in a Lich King outfit. Like Tice came out of the bathroom and sat down in one of the seats. They did a different kind of thing. That was cool. Not the standard kind of like, all right, here's just Korra to tell us about how we need to pay them more money to play their game.
Yeah. I agree. The announcement there was like not very exciting, at least not from a Battlegrounds standpoint. Like,
100%.
We got nothing. But yeah, it's pretty standard. I mean, I remember doing some of the card reveals that Harry Potter and who's the guy with Harry Potter? Harry Potter and another Spanish player did.
There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, they did some card reveals for Battlegrounds, and they were like hunters looking around the area and like just like find cards in the wild and stuff. They did a great job, and it was like all done on their own. It had nothing to do with Blizzard, and those were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just let the creators create some stuff for your event. Like this, maybe the new social media guy will have a bigger impact on how their message comes across, and it's not the same old every time. But
Yeah.
I liked it. I feel like there were some of them where they like, you were talking about cosplay, but like they like did all those like silly skits and like
yeah, exactly.
had like the swords and just the silly stuff.
You
don't know.
have to make it something that stands out from all the other ones, right? Or
Mhm.
like all the other announcements that happen on the internet. Right now, it just feels like a very formulaic announcement.
But I feel like that's whenever they had Ben Brode, and
Yeah.
he was very entertaining.
I mean, we're just going to get to a point where it's going to be Korra, and they're going to cut to her, and you're going to realize it's the same outfit she's worn for the last 6 expansions. And then you're going to pay attention and be like, hi, guys, I'm Korra, and I'm so excited to announce random set. It's coming out just next week. We have 300 new cards. You know, it's going to become one of those things where they're just going to use stock footage and just have...
I mean, that would actually be funnier if they did that and then just had a voiceover for whatever it needed.
And you know what? You want to make it really funny? Make it somebody who sounds nothing like her.
Exactly. Just have Howard's voice come out.
Yeah, just have me do one of my voices over it. You know, you could even like cover the mouth for the engineer's name. Now let's throw it to Joe Smith, who's got more details on the exciting new keyword. You know, but it's something. It's so humdrum at this point. I can't get. And I got hyped up for that. I'm like, they can't screw this up, and then they screwed it up.
Last piece of major news. Kick overwrote their TOS. They're cracking down a little bit more because we all know Kick had a very lax TOS. They're cracking down more on unsafe content because of a bunch of things that have happened on their streaming site. So now you can no longer do unsafe content. There's a bunch of other stuff. Anything that happens about personal safety, stuff with minors, there was like a huge list of things that they changed and tightened up their TOS, which was essentially the Wild West before. Good on Kick to kind of do this. I mean, it's been needed for a long time. I know a lot of the big creators were calling for stricter moderation on the channel. It seems like they're listening to like guys like XQC and stuff who are the big promoters of Kick and stuff to actually crack down on the content. And it's good. You know, this is a much needed thing for Kick, even though we're currently streaming on Twitch. But seems like it's necessary. It seems like it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad that they're actually making some progress. And maybe they could actually put up a fight with Twitch, you know, someday down the road.
I didn't even know they had a terms of service, honestly. I just assumed it was like, just come on in, everybody. The terms of service was three lines long, and it was mostly just kind of gibberish. But yeah, I think if Kick wants to be around for the longer term and they want to be a competitor, they've got to do stuff like this. So I agree with that, and I'm happy to see it. While I don't do very much business with Kick, I go to the site once in a great while, and I never stream there. I do think it's healthy to have competition. You know, and YouTube for a little while was stepping up and signing big creators, and then all of a sudden they kind of just said, you know, no, we're going to step back a little bit. They're still very active, but it doesn't feel like they're trying directly to compete with Twitch as much as they were initially. And now, you know, I think it's good to have another option out there. So I'm glad to see this happen.
I know Twitch's market share has actually dropped pretty significantly, like another 8 to 10% in the last year. They're losing a lot. They've lost a lot to TikTok Live as well as YouTube people going live on YouTube. So their viewership is actually down a fair amount. So that's actually been really bad for the Twitch people. And like Kick's growing a little. TikTok Live is like second now, I think, and YouTube I think is third. But Yeah,
You know,
their definitely numbers are down quite a bit.
every week we sit here and we do this. We talk about the gaming news of the week, and every week Terry puts out the podcast in a couple of different locations, and every week he then goes and he makes some shorts out of it. And usually, like on Saturday or Sunday, I'll be laying in bed and I'll say, I wonder how our shorts are doing. And usually there is a lot more traction on the shorts than there is on a full episode. And I think that's just because people are getting, it's like we're talking the difference of thousands. We're not talking about, we got 500 views here and 600 views there. We're talking about thousands of views difference in favor of the shorts. I think people are taking in content in smaller content, smaller quantities rather. So I think that's where you see TikTok really, really ramping up. I actually read some research this week where they're saying now that they believe that the move towards shorter content is actually affecting people's ability to read novels. That there's something in our brains that codes towards certain periods of time. And if we get used to like those 30-second clips, those 1-minute clips, that people will stop reading as much. So interesting to see, because I know a lot of people who are avid readers, but it makes sense. If I'm used to taking in things in under 5 minutes, I'm not going to sit for an hour and read a book, So it does matter. It does matter. The medium matters.
Do you remember my friends from Germany?
Yes.
I didn't get to meet Tim, their son. He's a couple years younger than me, but he works in like consulting for, I guess, kind of like making movies or TV shows kind of thing, negotiating contracts. And he told me that there was this company that wanted to make a TV show where they only needed, their budget was only to make like 240 minutes of content, but because each episode was only going to be 2 minutes. And it was supposed to be a like released on social media.
Right.
So they only needed like $500,000 to produce this whole TV show because it was only going to be 2-minute episodes. And he said he thought that was so strange. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I feel like our like social media and our phones and just, being able to order something on Amazon and get it next day or same day between 5 and 10 p.m. Like, it's just like that instantaneous next. It's like our brains are being trained to always have ADHD and not be able to focus on something for longer than X amount of minutes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I find myself like, I'll look at something on YouTube and then I click on a short and then I just scroll, or Facebook Reels. I scroll and it's like 45 minutes have gone by and I'm like, what? So I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like I need to delete all that stuff off my phone.
I mean, the 2-minute episode thing is not actually that uncommon. Like, especially if you look at like Asian media, they have a lot of sites that package these episodes in these shows into like 2-minute episodes, and then you kind of have to like pay to. They have like the first episode be like a real cliffhanger hook, and then to watch the rest of the episodes you have to like pay for time, and you kind of go through that. Like, I've seen a lot of that stuff because for some reason it occasionally comes across my feed.
But isn't that kind of like, I don't know, maybe I could be alone in this opinion, but that it almost seems like predatory in a way. Like, oh, I'm going to give you a 2-minute episode, but then now you got to pay more money to see what happens next. It's just like,
it's
I don't know.
all like super trashy type media. I assume it's
dumb.
Designed. Yeah,
Seems
I
dumb.
mean, it's like, oh my god, he wasn't actually just a plumber, but he was a billionaire, and all these, because he goes on some dating show, and all these women are trashing him. It's like, oh, he puts his hand into someone's toilet for money. That's disgusting. And one girl's like, oh yeah, he seems like a nice guy. He spends all the time. And he's like, his wife passed away during birth, and he focuses now on his business and his child. And it's like find out how their date goes, and it just goes into a big long. I was like, oh my god, this is like such bad television, but I can see how easily someone could get hooked into it. They're like, download this app and you can watch, pay $1 to watch the next episode, or 50 cents to watch the next episode, as 40 episodes long. So also you're like paying for the equivalent of like renting
paying $20-$30 to watch this stupid video. It's dumb. That's so dumb.
Lots of people do it though, right? The production value is super low. I'm just like,
and one of the guys in Terry's chat just pointed out, this is different than kind of what we grew up with, or what I experienced in my 20s and 30s when anime became very popular in the States, when there started to be a lot of TV shows coming over from the Asian market. If you've ever watched Dragon Ball Z, you know that you can watch for 2.5 hours and not a damn thing will happen. As two of the fighters are like, we're going to do this. And the other guy is like, this time you will die. No, this time you will die. And then they cut to like some of the side plot for 5 minutes, and they come back and the guys are still like, you cannot defeat me. Oh, I already have. And this will go on for 2 or 3 episodes before anybody throws a freaking punch. And you're like, I can't imagine how you would do a show like that now in 2-minute segments. It would take you 3 years worth of episodes for one fight scene, because there was always this tension build, and Dragon Ball is the best example of it, but it was in a lot of different anime, these tension builds. Even old episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you've never watched Yu-Gi-Oh!, it is the same formula every episode. It's 15 minutes of plot and then 15 minutes of the card battle. And the card battle is always the same. The bad guy takes a huge lead. Yu-Gi-Oh! Says, I am never going to win. I would need a miracle draw. He picks up the card he needs. And then all of a sudden he saves the day. And it's so formula, but it's like it's all this posturing and can you just get to the fight kind of feel? And I just think, how would you possibly do that in 2-minute segments? You couldn't.
No, I think it's actually easier in 2-minute segments, because all you got to do
really
is have the tension build, so you want to see what happens next. And then you just have that same thing happen over and over and over again. And you're just like, I can't wait. I got to see it. Hopefully it happens the next episode. Right. And you're like, damn it, nothing happened in this episode. They just built more tension. Now you're just like, oh, the anticipation is too great. And you're like, gotta see the next episode. And you're just like scrolling. And then you're 30 episodes deep and you're like, okay, now the fight's gonna happen. You only see the first part of it. You're like, oh, did he beat him? Did he win? And he's like, next episode, right? Like, the tension building is easy. That's what sucks you in to keep going on the next one.
And that's it. I'm complaining about it, but I would sit there for 2.5 hours and I would watch 4 or 5 episodes in a row to see the fight.
Exactly. And the tension is what makes you want to click on the next one, right? Or that's what drives the content, is that you're hooked in the next one because you think you want to see what actually happens. Right? You don't actually want to see, when you actually get to the point of seeing it, then it kind of just stops, right? It's just the build up to that point.
And this is a technique that has been used in entertainment for decades. I mean, in the early days of movie theaters, they would have serials every Saturday. Every Saturday, they would do Batman shorts, but they would always end with you seeing the Batmobile go off a cliff or an explosion in the distance, so that you would come back the following Saturday and see how Batman gets out of it, kind of thing. So yeah, it's something they've been using for a very, very long time. But yeah, I can also, I'm getting us way off topic here. I don't even remember what the hell our first point was. We were talking about TikTok videos and such, but I do think the way people consume media is changing. Was it?
We were talking about Kick need terms of service.
Oh my God. I got us way off track. But you know what? I'll bring it back around. Kick it having alternatives is good, because the way media is consumed now is changing, and it's good to have multiple sites and have that competition in place.
All right, let's get on to Obo's favorite part of the pod. Am I the
yes?
asshole? I have 3 ready. Okay.
I don't know if jeez.
I mean, I prepared a bunch for you last week, because
we have to take advantage of when you're here.
Yeah, because it was a slow news week last week, so I prepared a bunch, and then stuff
And
came
then
up.
I didn't show up.
No, that was fine. So I was like, okay,
Well, you told us.
Yeah,
It's not like you left us waiting in the rain. I mean, you told us you couldn't make it.
Yeah. All right. So So here's the first one. I don't know if there's any responses. I posted the links in the sheet too if you want to look. Okay. Am I the asshole for crying over a game? Me, 18 Me, 18 female, and my boyfriend, 18 male, have been together for almost 2 years now. We've been through a lot together, and while I do not want to just end the relationship because of such a thing, I do need some advice on how to move forward. Also, just a disclaimer, English is not my first language. Here's the situation. There's this game called Elden Ring. I was playing it while he watched, mind you. This happened after he recommended it to me. I did end up liking the game a lot, but I do prefer the tone of the game more than the gameplay in itself. Now, there's a character in the said game who dies at the end of their quest. I'll not say which as to not spoil it in case anyone reading this doesn't know yet. And while I admit that it may have been childish of me, but I did cry and I did so in front of him. But his reaction was unexpected. He immediately started berating me, saying that I was overreacting and childish, that it was so dumb crying over a game like that. Then he started to insult me while I cried because I genuinely didn't understand why he was being so cruel so suddenly. I then stopped talking to him for a while for obvious reasons, but he is so adamant about me being in the wrong here. He's saying that his words were justified, and he also stated that I might be mentally unwell. I do not want to add that he has always been like this. He never understood other people's feelings. He has went through a lot in his life, so he firmly believes that expressing feelings this way is just weird or unjustified. Probably because he was raised in an environment where it's not normal for people to express their emotions and show vulnerability. Though he is usually kind and mindful of his actions, so that was new. Please give me advice on what to do here. I'm so confused and hurt about this whole situation, and he isn't budging on his opinion, no matter what I say or do.
Run, girl, run.
You need to leave him.
Red flag narcissist. Red flag narcissist.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely not on the wrong here. I mean, my guess
wait a minute. Is this like a cinematic scene of the movie or the game?
She said it was at the end of a quest. One of the characters dies, so I assume it's probably
okay. So it's like
Elden Ring is
part of the story.
Yeah, part of the
it's
story.
story rich. It's a story rich game. Yeah.
How is this any different than crying in a sad scene in a movie?
It's not. Yeah.
Great comparison.
Like, I'm sorry. This guy needs to get over himself.
Yeah. Okay, so
she's not.
I would say that, like, in a lot of Asian countries' background, not showing emotion for like things like this is pretty common. And if that was like the way he was raised, because they talk about how he's in his culture and it's not, showing emotion is usually wrong. Like, I can understand that, like, for my parents' generation, that like they weren't used to, they were just taught to like never show emotion, always be very stout, and whenever it comes to that sort of stuff. So if kind of like if he was brought up with that old school mentality, I could kind of understand him a little. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think what he did is right, but at least I could kind of understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand maybe him not having an emotional reaction to it, but shaming her for having one is like,
because he thinks it's because he's probably just raised that like showing emotion is very wrong.
Because here's what you're doing in this relationship. You're now teaching your girlfriend that it's unsafe for her to share emotions and feelings in front of you and to you.
Yeah, I agree. Like, which
is not helpful.
I agree.
And I'll be the first one to admit there's been games that have made me cry. There have been games where I've been emotionally invested into it, and it's brought out an emotional response. And I saw a thing earlier today that I sent you guys. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. There's research now saying that there's a lot of emotional response to game, and there might even be a case to be made for such a thing as post-game depression for people who feel like a sense of loss after they finished a game. So, no, you're not the asshole for reacting that way, and he needs to freaking... and if it's a clash of cultures, so be it. But that's something you got to have a conversation with if he wants to remain your boyfriend. Otherwise,
agree.
it's time to find somebody who has a better understanding of where you are as a person and not so much on focus on where he is as a person.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like she's not the asshole here, but I can at least have a little bit of sympathy for the guy. But I don't agree he's right.
Right.
Harris thinks she's not the asshole either.
Hi, Kitty.
All right, and we'll do the next one. Am I the asshole for getting upset at my mom for video games? I am 18 female. I just bought a $3,000 PC hoping to play The Sims on it as I bought all the packs on the account my mother and I both use as she doesn't play it at all. I've bought
That's a
all
lot
the
of
packs.
money to spend to play Sims. Okay, go
Uh,
ahead.
Okay.
It's a lot of expansions.
I bought all the packs under my name and literally have the receipts to show it and the transactions. I just set up my PC to find out you can't share the Sims 4 packs. I asked my mom if I could log into her account, as it's literally the only game I play, to which she responded with no. You can't, I told you you couldn't share them prior. She did not tell me this, I had no idea until now. I said, but I paid for them all. She responded with, not my problem, I told you to stop buying them. Maybe this is good. Maybe this will teach you to get out of bed on time, to do your chores, and earn your money to pay for them again. I said, why would I spend about $3,000 on a game that we already own? She told me, why are you getting mad at me? I never told you to buy them. I have over 800 plus hours on The Sims and then can't request a refund. And I feel like bawling my eyes out as I just want to play The Sims. I don't want to have to buy each and every pack again. I mean, it sounds like her mom's just being an asshole here.
So wait, she bought all the stuff, but it was on her mom's account,
Yeah.
and then she got her own like
She got her own
computer and
PC.
account and wanted to play, and she realized you couldn't share them. So then
She asked the mom if she
she's
could
back
log
to
into it.
square one.
No, yeah. Essentially, she's asking her mom, "Can I log into your account where I bought all these games, like her Steam account, I assume, or something like that?"
Hmm.
And because I want to play these games, and her mom's like, "No."
I mean, if she feels like her kid is spending too much time on video games and not getting a job and not doing what they're supposed to do in life as far as their responsibilities, then I don't blame her.
Yeah, but she's the one that paid for it, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, if the
Well,
mom paid for it, I can understand the mom being a little more
yeah.
being more adamant. But if the kid paid for it, like, let her play her game.
Well,
I agree. I agree. I'm wondering if mom thinks there's a life lesson here. I personally think the life lesson is the opposite direction. If she's not motivated to get out of bed and get a job, then let her play The Sims and tell her you can play, but your people have to play. You have to play like you live. So your people can't ever go to work and they have to sleep all the time. And let's see how far you get. Do that tough love. But it's just if you spend your money and it's you put it forward, then I think the mom's overreacting here. But yeah, at the same time, also be an adult. Go get a jobby job.
yeah. Harris is like, it's okay. I don't like getting out of bed either.
Yeah, nobody wants to get out of bed, but if you're not contributing to the household and you're not doing anything. I mean, I just saw Terry kind of do the side eye thing. They're like, well, wait a minute. I'm not actively technically working, but you take care of the family. You have an active role in raising your daughter and helping the family and do the. It sounds like this girl literally rolls out of bed, plays sim, and then rolls back into bed, and that's really different. That's really different.
Here's the thing. Let's say that my son spent his own money to buy his Switch, okay, and he's at the age where he's still living under my roof, but old enough to be working and learning responsibility as an adult. Guess what? I'm taking away the Switch until those things happen.
Yes.
To me, that's no different whether she bought digital things on this Sims game on her account or, physical device. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. And maybe it's because, I don't know.
I mean, again, it's a different day and age.
Coming at it from the parent angle that, no, you're going to be learning some responsibility. And then, it's like, once you do that, then yeah, you can have your stuff back.
I was working
Find a
under
good
the
balance.
table when I was 12. I mean, my parents wanted me to understand from an early age that, money doesn't grow on trees kind of thing. So I get it.
12, perfect. I'm just almost set Tessa up to go to work. You can tell your parents to tell me where I can send her to work under the table at the age of 12.
They had a friend. They had a friend. Oh, hi, Kitty. They had a friend who was a manager at a grocery store, and he needed literally people to bag bananas. So during the summer when we were out of school, we would go down to the store, and he would literally just put 40 cases of bananas on the wall and go, okay, this week there's 7 for $1. And we would count 7, put it in the bag, and seal the bag. And that was what we did, for a couple of bucks under the table. But my parents fully endorse it because, you kids need to realize you can't sit around the rest of your lives. So you got to find yourself a store that sells bananas, Terry. That's the best I can do for you.
Don't worry. There's lots of Asians here. I'm sure there's a sweatshop available for her to work at.
Oh, man.
Terrible.
She'll be making knockoff Nikes any minute now. I thought I actually had a third Emma the Asshole, but I accidentally copied the same link twice. I think I lost the third one.
I personally think that the kids I understand her being upset, but I don't think the mom's justified in what she's doing, but I also don't think the mom is doing it just for shits and giggles. So there's it's just bad parenting and a kid that probably could use a little kick in the pants.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, she's probably trying to set a tone for the kid that she needs to get up and do things with her life. But I don't think
I don't think the kid's getting it. So the execution of the actions are probably not on on par with what she's intending to get across.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the way she worded it is that she's trying to say it's just about the game, but it's probably more about real life than it is about the game. She's trying it's not about just her getting access to the game. It's about her need to get her shit together.
Right.
Right. And she's using the game as just an excuse to tell her to get her shit together.
Right. I agree.
So who's the asshole then? In conclusion, who do you put both as being the asshole?
You know who the asshole is? I'll tell you who the asshole is. The asshole is the company that she bought the Sims from that won't let her transfer it to another account or refund her so she can buy it under her own account. That's where I'll place the blame.
It's probably Steam.
Well, then Steam, you're an asshole.
All right. I think that's all we have that talk about this week. I thought I had a third Am I the Asshole, but unfortunately it does not look like I do.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
We did. You guys got anything exciting coming up for this next week? Or to talk about? No, nothing exciting?
2 weeks, Tiff's birthday bingo. That's all I got.
Yeah. I mean,
1 week till cruise.
Yeah, it's still spring break here for us, so Tessa's running around. She just got back home from grandma, so she got in trouble from grandma while she was gone. So
why did she sneak food into her bedroom?
No. So they were worried that she was up all night watching her iPad, so they told her grandma's going to take the iPad away when she goes to bed. She wanted to watch TV. She watched TV downstairs. But supposedly she stayed up all night watching TV, and once she heard grandma wake up, she just turned off the TV and ran upstairs and hid in her room pretending going to sleep. So she came home today and immediately just went to bed. I was like, shit, this kid is so sneaky. I wonder where she gets it from. It's for me. It's really for me. That sounds like me as a kid. That's something I would do. Yeah, but she's on spring break though, so she has. I'll let her get away with more shit. I thought it was funny, but yeah, my wife and mother-in-law we're not very pleased with her. She followed the rules at least. She followed the rules. She didn't. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think I got too much more. Hopefully, I can actually climb back in Magic. I want to climb back in that top 250, so you get qualified for some month-end tournament. But I might just give up. It's too stressful, just swinging up and down. But yeah.
I feel like Twitch is listening to me. I have this Twitch screen up, and it shows the suggested live channels under your follow channels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Guess what game the first person that suggested is playing?
Magic?
Magic.
Elden Ring.
Oh.
Why?
That's
Well,
wild.
we talked
I'm
way more
listening.
about Magic than we did about Elden Ring, but yeah.
We
Elden
just
Ring was
talked
the
about
last
Elden Ring, though. And I
one.
guarantee probably before that there was somebody listed as playing MTG.
All right, sounds good. Let's call this a pod here. Thank you everyone for hanging out and watching us this
Bye.
week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us what you want us to talk about on these slow weeks. Yeah, that's all.
More
Thank you so
fast
much
food
for hanging out.
discussions.
Yeah, oh yeah, more fast food discussions. Now, that's something I get behind. The new Whopper. We could talk about the new Whopper.
There's a new Whopper.
Yeah, Phil was telling me
I will
about it.
go
They
try
changed the
one.
bun. They changed the bun and they changed something else in it. But yeah, this is supposed to be a new
Okay,
Whopper.
I'll order a Whopper next time I'm out and about.
Sounds good, everyone. Thank you so much for watching again. Don't forget to leave a like and comment and tell all your friends and all that good stuff, or check out our shorts. And we'll see you all next week. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye.